guys, it's Bella and welcome back to my channel. Okay, today is a more serious video. It's one I've been wanting to do for quite a while. Today I'm going to be doing a CIDP / chronic illness Q&A. I asked on Instagram and then an anonymous message site for people to send in questions, and I think I got enough to make a video. First question I got on Instagram was, I've heard an overview of what the illness is, but what is it in depth? My immune system attacks my nerve cells, and so on the nerve cells there's a myelin coating, and it eats away at that first. If the coating is affected, it causes symptoms like tingling and numbness, but the coating can grow back with the use of treatment. Now, if it eats through the coating and attacks the actual nerve cells, then it can't, it's unreversible once the nerves are affected. So that's basically what it is, the inside the body view, and that affects everything because your nervous system obviously controls everything you do. It sends your sensory and motor signals. So once the nerves are affected, that affects everything. The main symptoms are tingling, numbness, and weakness, and that's just everywhere. Next, someone said, is there a cure or treatments? How do you deal with it? Okay, cure, no. Right now, they have not found something that can actually take away the illness forever. You can go into a period of remission with treatments, but there is no scientific cure. Treatment-wise, there are a few. The main ones are prednisone being the main one used, IVIG, and then plasmapheresis. Prednisone, or the steroids, are a pill, or it can also be an infusion. I've gotten both. For shorter doses, it helps me regain energy and sometimes sensation, but a lot of the times it doesn't do that much for me. The next treatment is IVIG. That's one that you can get inpatient or outpatient. I do at-home IVIG. We try to do every 3 weeks because otherwise my symptoms get worse. And it's just, they place an IV in my arm and it's a plasma infusion. And then the big one, plasmapheresis, you have to get a surgery for placement of a catheter, and it's very painful when you wake up from the surgery. Getting that in a few weeks, super excited. Yeah, and it's a blood transfusion, so it takes out 60% of your blood, it processes it, takes out the plasma, infuses your blood with new plasma and puts it back in. It's a long and hard treatment. Usually I'm in the hospital for about 3 weeks when I get it, sometimes more, sometimes less, slightly less. At the very least, it's 2 weeks. That treatment got me a year in remission after I got it in 2017, so for me, it seems to be the best treatment, the one that works the best. Someone said, I don't really know a whole lot and would love to know, how does it affect your daily life? That's a really, really good question. It affects me in many ways. As I said earlier, it affects sensation and motor function, so literally everything. Yeah, let's say my right now baseline, which is I have tingling, some fatigue. Basically, I can do a few things and then I need to rest. So that's why I'm homebound right now, is because if I went a whole day of school, I would crash and probably be in the hospital the next day. I just get wiped out after outings, and so I don't have a very good quality of life right now. Some days are a lot harder than others, and hardly ever go out, meaning I have to turn down things from friends. People accuse me of being a bad friend. People ditch me because I can't ever hang out or because it's just too much. So I guess it just really affects everything. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to touch on the spoon theory because that's how I should answer this question in the first place. Someone said, what's the best cure when you're feeling weak? So treatment-wise, when I'm feeling weak, I guess it depends on the type of weakness. I'll just use my own personal examples. Prednisone, which for me, that's been the best energy fix, and like it won't help me get better, but it should usually stabilize me. My best short fix. IVIG has not really been doing much for me, other than most of the time it just like, it's kind of like the same thing. It's keeping me here while I should be up here. The treatments are keeping me here so that I don't go here, because without plasmapheresis, I'm not going to get back up to where I was. Plasmapheresis gives me back better quality of life. How bad have you gotten? Like, to what point has illness gotten the worst? Okay. I'd say my absolute worst points were in 2013, which was my initial onset, and early 2017. 2013, the worst part about that, I think, was not knowing. It was my first onset, so we didn't know anything, and we were just scared. And it took me a year to recover because it was the initial onset. I didn't know if I was actually going to recover all the way. The doctors didn't think I was going to. I was in a wheelchair for about 9 or 10 months, basically completely paralyzed for part of the time. I was still breathing on my own, and I could drink milkshakes and eat yogurt. Yeah, I was pretty much unable to do anything on my own, and that was not good. Beginning of 2017, I had just finished my 4th day of IVIG, so I was unable to walk, and then I was singing, and I just couldn't sing anymore. Like, I wasn't strong enough to. I started having trouble breathing. That was scary, and that was one time when I almost got intubated. I was in the ICU for I think 2 or 3 days before getting transferred up to Dallas, and I was in the hospital for a long time that stay. Yeah. I think the scariest one though was when I was in the car with Elena. Basically, I was having a lot of trouble breathing. We were on our way to the ER, and I passed out essentially. I stopped breathing. Yeah. That was scary. When was your first conflict involving chronic illness? 2013. How does having a chronic illness affect your day-to-day living? So, chronic illnesses, there are so many of them that I am not trying to, or even there's no way I could explain how it affects everyone. The spoon theory I described earlier is the best way for me to explain it to people that don't really know what it's like. How do you think CIDP has made your life harder? Ooh, lots of ways. Okay, let's start off with, I got it when I was 10, so for the entirety of my preteen and teenage years, I've had a chronic illness. It affects, like I said earlier, social aspects. I've lost really countless friends. A couple of relationships have ended because of it. Physically, dancing is my passion. It's the thing I love to do most, and I definitely think personally that's the hardest part of having CIDP for me, is I don't know when to stop, or even when I do, I don't want to stop dancing or working out, getting stronger for dance. So I push myself past my limits in hopes that I'm just going to keep going even though I know I won't. And I don't like just looking at the negative. So while it's made my life harder in countless ways, like I don't even think I could list out everything, I think this video will help just get a perspective of that regardless. But while it's made my life extremely difficult, and yeah, I found ways to cope with it, so it's fine. Okay. How would you explain CIDP to someone who doesn't know what it is? So we're assuming you've never heard of it, which is pretty common. I would explain it as a chronic neurological condition. Your immune system attacks your nerves, and that affects sensory and motor signals, leading to paralysis, weakness, tingling, numbness, etc. How do you think living with a chronic illness has changed your life/perspectives? Okay. Life, I've answered that. Perspective-wise, it has also changed exponentially. I think I'm more mature because of it, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, like I said, it was 10 years old, so after that, I kind of grew up. It has also shown me how much the little things matter. I'm more observant to other people's feelings, reactions, etc. because of it, and a lot more considerate than quite a few people. It's taught me more than I can say. How am I supposed to explain this? I will never give up working for my dreams, even if it's putting me, like, dancing is my passion. I will never stop dancing, even if it continuously puts me in the hospital, because it's what makes me happiest in the world. And a lot of people, because something is hard or something isn't immediately gratifying, they'll give up, or they'll find something easier that gives them a similar feeling. But when I want something, I'll work for it, no matter how long it takes me, how hard it is, how many people tell me I can't do it, because I was 10 years old when doctors told me I would never walk again, and now I'm dancing on a high school dance team. So yeah. How do you still dance with CIDP? Okay, I also kind of touched on this, but basically it's near or at the top of my priority list. Okay, honestly, I still dance with CIDP because I don't listen to doctors or anyone, and because I know at points I am well enough to do it and I won't give it up because I'm passionate about it. I've needed plasmapheresis since December, and that's what enables me physically to dance. What's the worst or most inconsiderate thing someone has said to you about your illness? I'll be sitting out because I'm physically unable to participate, which obviously is very tough for me. And I've had people come up to me and tell me, like, oh, you're so lucky to be able to sit out. I wish I could take a break. And I'm like, no, you don't. Like, I understand where they're coming from, because when you're tired, when you're working out, but I have a couple life lessons here that I'm just gonna spit at you even though nobody asked for them. One, no matter how hard something is, realize how lucky you are to be able to do it. Or just simple things like walking to school or being at school. Just everything you get to do, there are people out there that can't do it. I think that's one of the biggest life lessons that this condition has taught me, is to not take anything for granted, and I really, really wish more people would think about that. Okay, someone said, does CIDP hurt, or like how does it affect your body? I touched on symptoms, but I didn't say nerve pain, so yes, there is a symptom of CIDP that is nerve pain. But I'll get shooting pain, and sometimes it's all the way from like my shoulders or my back all the way down my legs. It's extremely painful, but it's not all the time. What do you go to the hospital for? Planned visit or a spontaneous hospital trip? Spontaneous means I got to the point of sickness that I could no longer wait, because we always have a treatment planned when I'm not like doing great. So right now I have 2 treatments planned in the next 2 weeks. Once I start becoming weak enough to the point that I can't walk normally, I'm just gonna real quick down from there. When I'm in the hospital, I could be getting IVIG or plasmapheresis. Those are the 2 treatments I go for. That's all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you got to this point, God bless you. Please click the link in my bio below to see how you can help raise awareness and help find a cure for CIDP. You don't have to donate, that is an option, but you can also email your local representatives to raise awareness through that and help government assistance, because we have very little and we need more. Once again, thank you for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment below any questions or comments that you have, just really anything. I'll answer all the questions anyone comments. So if there's something that I didn't answer or something you want me to elaborate on, just comment that below. Subscribe for more content. I know I'm very inconsistent right now, but that's because I've been struggling so much with my health.